Hey, what's going on there, everybody? It's Clouded Truth back with some more Medal of Honor 2010, and today got around a sector control on Kandahar Marketplace, or I believe is it Candy Bar? Is that how you say it, Bean? I'm just let me know if I'm saying that right. I think it's Candy Bar, but yeah, I'm using the M4A1 with the iron sight, stock barrel, and open tip. Last time I went through a Medal of Honor play session, I just was loving the M4 for some reason. Sometimes I'll go M16, sometimes AK or MP7, but I was just loving the M4 this time. So yeah, for some reason, Kandahar's been really good to me lately. Like, usually I do horrible on this map. It's like probably my least favorite map in the entire game on sector control. But I don't know why. It just recently I've been doing really well on this map, and it's just kind of funny considering how much I hate it. But you know what? That's okay. I'm glad when I do good on my least favorite map. So yeah, this is a pretty good gameplay. So I encourage you guys to stick around towards the end because it gets even better. But of course, today I want to talk about really this game as a whole in general, and kind of a transition from Medal of Honor 2010 to Medal of Honor Warfighter. And what I want to really talk about is how Medal of Honor 2010 is really going to be remembered as a game overall. How will you remember this game? And if you never played this game, then you don't, I mean, it's not really as relevant to you. I mean, you can comment if you want, but really I want those people out there that really do play this game to really comment on what they think. But for me, it's going to be remembered as a game that just got overshadowed by everything else, and a lack of effort on the player's part. I think on the patch stuff like that with more make sure everything's kind of more balanced in this game was not much of an issue. Like, well, not as much of an issue as just the players' just willingness to play the game. I think very few people were actually willing to play this game because it wasn't like Call of Duty. That's why, because it's such a fast-paced game that they think it's exactly like Call of Duty, and it's not. I mean, you really have got to be good at this game in order if you want to succeed and do well. I mean, you cannot be a average player and do really well at this game, because a really good player is just going to tear you up. I mean, it's that simple. You die so quickly in this game that you really have got to be on your toes the whole time. And unfortunately, these people they just never really gave this game a chance. They never liked it just because, oh, it's not Call of Duty. I can't do well at this game. Therefore, the game sucks and it's horrible, and I hate it. I hate when that happens, because honestly, this game is probably one of the best games I've ever played. And for those of you out there that want any kind of comparison, I have the Call of Duty I played the most is COD 4. That's the one I played the most, but I've played every single COD since then, just not as much. I mean, I've played World at War, I've played Modern Warfare 2, I've played Black Ops, I've played Modern Warfare 3. I've just played COD 4 much more, and let me tell you, Medal of Honor 2010 for me is better than any COD game I've ever played. That's just my personal thoughts and my personal opinions. If you think otherwise, well then fine. That's why you have your opinion and I have mine. But I just think Medal of Honor 2010 is a lot better than any COD I've played. And it's just so much more exciting. There's not as much just, I don't know, this hectic whatever. So I've seen COD games where it's just like people in there, it's just hectic stuff like grenades blowing up everywhere, and it's just, you can't move half the time. Medal of Honor, it's just, if you're good at this game, you're going to succeed. I mean, it's that flat out simple. There's not a lot of just bullcrap stuff that kills you a lot, at least on console. I know sometimes PC, I know, Bean, you get frustrated with some of the stuff that happens to you. I understand. I mean, there are guys on PlayStation that do run around noob tubing RPGing, but oftentimes they're horrible enough to where you can kill them before they get that annoying RPG shot off on you. But I mean, that's only a few things that really, make me mad about this game. Not many other things do, and the game is just so awesome. It keeps you in the game. It keeps you, the score system keeps you really engaged into performing well, and it rewards you for playing as a team and playing the objective as well as getting kills. You can kill whore in this game and do well. You can, but I found there's actually much more success if you do run and gun a little bit more, because if you're out there capping flags or like in combat mission, if you're arming the arming the crates or anything like that, or whether you're playing in the game modes, and if you play the objective in this game, it really does reward you, because if you capture one flag in this game, that's the same as getting 2 kills. So it's definitely a boost when you're trying to get that last few points to get to your next score chain. And the score chain is another thing that I think that's just awesome about this game. And how many was that? Was it a 6-man right there, or was it a 5-man on that missile? That was pretty sweet. But the score chain system is just absolutely fabulous. I think honestly, it works better than really anything. I mean, any Call of Duty game where you have all these kill streaks and whatnot. think the score chain is honestly a lot better. It works better. It lets you choose whether you want to play offensive or defensive, and that for me is fantastic. That I think overall is just amazing as far as the design of it. If it had been just straight offensive, I don't think it would have been quite as fun. But the fact that you can go straight defensive and you can be that team player is great, and I think that is one aspect about this game that will. Well, unless it's included in Warfighter. If they keep the same kill streaks in Warfighter, then it's a little bit irrelevant to talk about right now. But if they don't, then I think the kill streaks in Medal of Honor 2010 are going to be remembered as just, I mean, for me, it's just awesome. Because think about it, offensive and defensive support actions, you can choose whichever one you want. And the power of each of them are great. I mean, you have like your simple ones all the way up to your giant freaking cruise missile, and that's just awesome. And the other thing, of course, has got to be the cruise missile. If they don't include it in Warfighter, I mean, they better have the cruise missile in Warfighter or something just as equal to it, because the cruise missile is just the sweetest thing ever. I mean, it is, to get a cruise missile is better than freaking getting a nuke or a MoAB or getting like flanking the entire team in Battlefield and getting like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 kills. No, the cruise missile is flat out better. I'm sorry, it is. There is just nothing like getting a cruise missile in this game, and it's just, you see that cruise missile pop up and you watch it hit the ground and then this giant explosion. I mean, it's just awesome. I straight up love it every time you get a cruise in this game. It's so much fun, and really whenever you're on that kind of hot streak and you're trying to get to that cruise, your heart starts pounding. This game becomes really intense, and that is really what I enjoy. You just become like, you're so engaged in this game. You're trying so hard to get that cruise, and you don't want to die. You're playing, you're trying to play aggressive, but you're trying to, at the same time, play cautious. And it's just, overall, this game for me will be remembered, at least in my book, and hopefully for some of you all as well, as probably one of the best games ever made. And it is just so, excuse me, it's just so sad to see the lack of support this game really got, and the lack of interest. I mean, it came out around the same time as Black Ops, obviously, and of course, everybody was all over the Call of Duty games, and I mean, Black Ops was, when it comes to COD games, Black Ops was one of the better ones, but honestly, as a game overall, I just think Warfighter's a bit better, and it's just more fun to play. I enjoyed it. I have a better time playing Medal of Honor, almost than I do Battlefield 3. There's some aspects about Medal of Honor that are way better in Battlefield. I mean, the action's much more intense. It's way up there, and it's just, overall, it's really more engaging. Battlefield 3 takes a lot more thought process and a lot more team effort, whereas in Medal of Honor, you really can have one guy just dominates. I mean, Bean or Almost Evil, I know any of you guys that play this game know that you really can have one player that just absolutely can just dominate the enemy team and just flat out just stomp them. But in Battlefield, not quite so much. Generally, you have to have more team tactics. But sometimes, you just want to go in there and pwn some people yourself, and Medal of Honor lets you do that. So, for me, this is Medal of Honor 2010 will always be remembered as a fantastic game that just got unfortunately overlooked, and it didn't get the effort out of the players because a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't like Call of Duty or anything that ever played before. But leave me your comments below as far as how Medal of Honor will be remembered for you, or what aspects about Medal of Honor will be remembered the best. I mean, I think the score chain will be, I think the intensity of the action, and of course the freaking awesome cruise missile. I mean, that for me is just going to be the just amazing parts about this game that will forever live on, unless of course they are included in Medal of Honor Warfighter, which really I hope they are. I mean, for me, they can, the score change, I wouldn't like it if they moved them up, because or switched them up. I think they're good the way they are, but the cruise missile, just please keep the cruise missile. That's really what I want. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and once again, leave your comments below as far as how you will remember Medal of Honor Medal of Honor 2010. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. And yeah, y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.